Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to our last Facebook Live series where we're covering dressing your body type. So we've covered hourglass, pear, rectangle, and then this week we are covering the wonderful apple shape or inverted triangle with Audra. So Audra is a dance mom friend of mine and we go way back. I love her kids, I love her husband, I love her family, and she does beautiful work. We'll talk about that later in the comments, but she sees women all the time. So I picked her because I love her style, I love her shape, and I think she does it right. So we're here to kind of tell you all about tops, bottoms, jackets, accessories that really accentuate what you want and downplay what you don't, and really just work with the body shape that you have. So if you are an apple shape, stay tuned in. I promise my daughter, who's rolling her eyes behind the camera, that we're gonna go way shorter this time. So they've been like on average about an hour long, so I am so thankful and happy for every single one of you that's tuned in. But we're gonna try to keep this one short and sweet, but do not hesitate to ask questions in the comments. Hit the follow button down below if you want to be notified of other Facebook Lives that I do. And lastly, if you see me looking above the camera, it's because I have notes that I'm going to cover because I want to really deliver great content to you and not miss anything, and I get kind of like wacky when it's live. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, and we will just go ahead and get started. So, okay, first things first, what are the body traits of an apple-shaped person? So, typically broader shoulders, usually busty, longer torso, but that's not always the case. Sometimes you are working with a shorter torso. We'll talk about like lengthening in a little bit, but what you're trying to do is create an equal proportion from your shoulders to your hips, right? So traditionally, you don't have like a defined waist. So a lot of the things that I'll recommend, or the styles that I'll recommend, are helping you create a waist that's not necessarily there. Like today, she's wearing the perfect knit in a V cut, which is great. She's doing the front tuck, and a 360-degree view of her is amazing. She's got the cigarette pants on that fit close to the body. These are more like a jogger, and they're cropped, and so she's got the balance really going on. So the greatest things that you want, that you want to like play up, are your amazing shoulders, the ladies,
yes,
the arms, and your long toned legs.
Okay.
Everything. Okay.
Yep.
The way that you're going to do that is using fabrics that have a little bit more meat to them, things that drape well, that drape and kind of not cling to the body and pinch, but fit close to the body on your upper body. And then everything on the bottom you want to just fit. Okay. So we'll get into the details of that here in a second, but I wanted to kind of give the overall goal of what we're trying to do. And then anytime you're dressing someone, you are just creating an optical illusion of what we're working with. So you want to create the longest line from the top of your forehead to the tip of your toes. So however you can create length is good. Like one thing I love about Audra is like when we're dancing it up for long weekends, long hours, you'll tie your hair all the way on top of your head. So it really lengthens your upper body just by doing that.
Sure.
We were talking a little bit off camera about like accessories. So you have to kind of play with that balance, because if you put all of your flash up top and you've got all of your flash up top already, it's like your bottom's just like
hanging out.
Yeah. Hey. So drawing some attention down below in proportion is important for this body type. And she did that today with her joggers. They have the side angled pocket here. So even just details like this that draw attention to the waist. She showed me a dress, and we'll bring that out in a second, but it had pockets. So like on me, an hourglass, like cargo shorts, if you put pockets on the side of my hips, it's like, whoa. Hello, you know?
Right.
But if you put cargos on the side of your hips, you're really balancing out what the weight already is up in your upper half. So it actually totally works with your body. A good example of that are like cargo joggers.
Okay.
And these would probably be monstrous on you, but they have like an elastic waistband with a drawstring, similar to what you have. They've got the angle, but then they also have these side pockets, and they're cropped. So you pop these on with like a pair of whatever, like flats like you have on now, or if you could even go with like
a wedge or something.
Like a wedge or a heel. Gray t-shirt, blazer if you want to dress it up.
Sure. No
blazer if you don't. So options like that are good for your body type as far as like drawing attention to the right proportions. So first things first is we're going to cover shirts. So some of the best shirts for an hourglass shape. When I say tops, I mean shirts. Somebody asked me. I refer to jackets as completers, so I think I've confused people here and there. Shirts are shirts, tops are tops. What you're trying to do here is create that length in your upper body.
Okay.
So a plunging neckline, whether it be a V-neck or a scoop neck, is definitely your friend. Okay, so there's two options there. I'll have you hold. And then I love a strapless look because typically arms and shoulders are pretty defined.
Sure.
And if you're working on your upper body, then I want you to absolutely show that because
Right.
that's like eye-catching.
Right.
So anything kind of like off the shoulder, and you don't have to do the double shoulder. You could just do the one, but the real slouchy look with your front tuck is perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So do you find that you front tuck
I've been
most of the time?
trying to, because my top half is so big, things kind of like come out and make me look, I feel like, bigger.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do more tucking.
Draw some. Okay, cool. Because we talked a little bit a second ago on shirts that are a little bit longer. Because like button-ups are your best friend too.
Okay.
Because there's like, you know, when there's designs here, there's some sort of a style, that's one thing. But when it's just like a plain shirt,
Right.
like what would we have? Like when we have this dress out,
Right.
I see what you mean. If like it just drapes away
Just
from the
comes
body and there's
out.
no
Right.
focus on the waist, it kind of looks crazy. So if you're doing this in like a shirt, say this is shortened,
Right.
you can belt this also. Okay?
Okay.
But then if you're belting, you can always top it with a shirt that kind of
A little
covers
loose.
up that side
The
view that
side-
we were talking about.
Yeah.
That typically when you're belting something is what makes people feel uncomfortable.
Right.
So button-ups are great. V-necks, scoop necks, off the shoulder, strapless, tank tops. Kind of be careful going too cap sleeve-ish.
Okay.
Because if you have broad shoulders and you cut your sleeve here, it's going to make your arm look larger.
Okay.
Whereas your sleeve here is perfect.
Okay.
And the most flattering sleeve to accentuate a waist is elbow. Okay. So if you find that you like have something on and you're trying to draw that attention, even just going with a longer sleeve can kind of give that optical illusion that you've got,
Okay.
you know, a waist.
Okay.
It's just because of where it stops on your arm.
Good
I
to know.
know, the tricks and tips
That's
are
right.
galore. Okay, and now when we're talking about pants, so we talked about tops. A couple things I want to hit about tops too is that if you're going with like a breezy silhouette on top, like you were saying, and it's flowing, go really, really lean on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, and kind of keep that proportion right. Another one is the like relaxed boyfriend button-ups look really good buttoned up. You
Okay.
can wear them unbuttoned and kind of use it as a jacket, but if you wear them buttoned up with like your leggings and things like that, the bulkiness of it kind of covers up some of your bulkiness
Sure.
up there, and it kind of balances out and it gives a really good look with a fitted bottom.
Okay.
Okay, so the whole leggings and oversized whatever on top
Right.
really works for your body type.
Okay.
For sure. And we talked about the cargo pant. Leather skinnies.
Okay.
I know. Higher waist is good.
Okay.
That waistband is really kind of concealing, and it's going to allow you to wear shirts that feel like they can kind of flow a little bit better.
Okay.
Whereas when you're wearing something low,
It's like really cover it up.
yeah, you're just, well, you can wear something low, but if it's like pinching you in and things like
Right.
that, not worth it.
Right.
Go for that larger waistband, bring it up just a little bit,
Okay.
and you'll be happy with the results on that. So that's leggings, and of course these are leather, but you can wear regularly.
Okay.
You can wear regular. And then we had skinny jeans. You brought a great pair of skinny jeans. So as far as pants go, your body type commands anything. Okay? If you want to balance out the hips with the upper body, then you're looking for things that have some detailing or some pockets or things like that. But otherwise, I mean, you can keep it as simple as you want.
Okay.
I love your skinny option because it brought some attention down below
Right.
because of the distressed or like holes in the knees. So I know a lot of people, there's a huge controversy about distressed jeans out there.
Right.
My dad asked me one time if I was attacked by a bear because mine were bad. But when you're trying to balance out proportion, it can be very effective. So
Okay.
keep on with the
little
detailing
bit of
here.
extra stretch.
And don't be afraid to do a little bit more.
Okay.
And if you go looser up here, just make sure you're kind of cuffing them and kind of getting that like
Okay.
rustic boyfriend look.
Okay.
Instead of letting them go all the way to the ground and it seeming kind of like baggy-ish.
Okay.
It'll balance out your upper half better. And then with your fitted pants, I mean, the shirts that you can pair with it are pretty limitless.
Okay.
I mean, you can wear anything.
Okay.
Okay. And then when you're completing it with like your jackets and stuff like that, you're gonna want to draw some attention to the waist using the elastic waistbands.
Okay.
If you go with like an A-line waistband
Mm-hmm.
or an A-line length, you want it to hit you at the bend of your thigh, or like right at your hip bone to the bend of your thigh,
Okay.
and no longer. The longer you get, the more it kind of like takes you over when it's just a casual jacket. Now when we're talking outerwear, that's different. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. So,
Or like a long sweater.
yes.
Like I know like the long knit sweaters, I have a ton of those.
Long knit sweaters, the blazer we put you in a second ago,
Mhm.
we did a little bit of work off camera, so if you hear me keep saying that.
It's
The longer here, yeah, here I'll let you pop that on like we had before because it's a good illustration of creating that balance and kind of bringing some attention from the tip of her shoulder down to the middle of her thigh with that cascading neckline. That's huge. I'm gonna keep these here for now. Okay, so see how this kind of cascades down? It just brings a little bit of like a lengthening effect. And like you get this great center stage where she has the front tuck. So if you are an apple shape that's carrying more weight through your midsection than you really want to kind of showcase, but you still want to show something, usually you're really comfortable with that front view. It's the side view that throws people off, but when you throw a jacket on, it conceals that. So you can kind of get the best of both worlds. So you're not showcasing it and tucking your shirt in all the way around and getting that 360 degree like kind of insecure panicky
Right.
feeling.
Right.
You put the jacket on, whether it's to the hip or to the mid thigh, and you're really kind of elongating it and making it to where it covers up that side view so you can more comfortably like belt a loose shirt or try the front tuck or things like that. So lots and lots of options there. One other option as far as bottoms go, because like I'm saying, we're kind of flying through the bottoms because this body type can typically wear anything. You're not dealing with a really curvy, set of hips or
Right.
tush. So the straight lines that come with like your knits and your stretchables and your jeans and things like that are really complementary to your body. So it's more so about just like what kind don't you want to wear.
Right. Right.
And we talked a little bit off camera that I feel like, and some stylists might tell you different, that if you do not have long legs,
Mhm.
I wouldn't go for those flared looks because that balance just makes you look shorter and stubby
Okay.
rather than like long and lengthy.
Sure.
Okay? So if you're going with a flare, hopefully you're a little bit taller, and then you're also still adding like a wedge or a
Sure.
heel or something to where that flare is
Look
grazing the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's going to add a lot of height to you. And you can go long with your shirt, you can go short with your shirt and do a front tuck, you can go high-waisted. If you're tall, you can really work with that.
Okay.
If you're shorter, I'd say
Totally
stick
different.
with the skirts like this,
Okay.
the jogger look, your cropped skinny, your cigarette, like dress pants, things like that. And when I say cigarette dress pant, I mean a dress pant that hits you like right at the top of your ankle and doesn't necessarily go in, that's skinny, but it's like just straight down,
Like a straight leg.
but not wide.
Okay.
If it looks wide at the bottom, you can like work and have them like taken in a little bit.
Okay.
Because you want it to, still look like an ankle
Right.
and not like a straight leg.
Right.
Okay. So we talked a little bit, we talked about tops. We talked about bottoms. I kind of skipped to bottoms because we were talking about tops. So let's go into completers now. So we talked a little bit. Completers in my world are jackets.
Okay.
I feel like they complete every outfit. So I've said in prior videos, most of the time when people hire me, the problem isn't wearing clothes and leaving. The problem is elevating the outfits that they have with great outerwear or great accessories or whatever that might be. So for an outfit like you have on today, you have a couple of different options.
Mhm.
So this is a blazer, which is just great for your body type because it's structured. It's a little bit heavier of a fabric, So it's actually tailored to kind of give you a waist. Okay, so all the way around it kind of tapers in. Well, then you've got the cropped sleeve that's hitting you at like that spot that gives you the smallest waist.
Yeah.
And so it kind of plays. So maybe not black on black, but like definitely with the cargo pants or with the denim or something like that. You could go with flats, or you could always elevate and lift with wedges or whatever.
Okay.
So blazers are your friend. Another one, because like ponchos and things that are oversized on top, your body loves.
Okay.
And you wear them really, really well. So kimonos, ponchos that go all the way over your head,
Okay.
shawls, using like a scarf as a shawl
Okay.
is another great way. I know we're in this, as we're sitting here sweating,
I know.
like,
Bring on the scarf.
I know, you'd think it's 7 p.m. it would like not be so hot, but that's a lie. We have lighting, it's crazy. I love this on you. This print is like your friend. I forgot what I was saying. Oh, ponchos. You since it's so hot here, if you want to complete the outfit but you're thinking jackets are out of the question and absolutely do not need outerwear, you can take and wear just like a scarf or a kimono like this, or just like a silk wrap. But like if you're using like a giant, and this one's not going to work because it's on a square, but say you have a big square,
Okay.
you can like tie each end and then it works as kind of like a shawl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a funky little thing. I'll post a video for that now that I mentioned it, because it is neat, especially with 4th of July. It's great for swimsuit cover-ups and things like that.
Okay.
So you can always play around with that, but it's a nice way to do a lightweight completer piece, because you want to do 3 pieces for every outfit, a top, a bottom, and a completer, and then you accessorize it. So having something to complete it is essential, but it might not always be a jacket. Sometimes that turns into like a statement necklace or something like that because it's hot.
Okay.
Okay, so following me there, but it's good. And this one I like. Oh no, you're good.
Okay.
I like this one because of the length.
Okay.
So a really great length. You want it to hit you from, if you're going to go longer than your hip, it needs to come from your hip to like your mid-thigh, no longer. Okay? Because you want to show those stems.
Sure.
Okay? And essentially you're just playing around with the boxy that you already have, you know, but hopefully we're playing with a front tuck or a belt, so you're drawing some attention to the waist, but you've still got a nice little completer piece over you. Okay, and probably my favorite, and because I know you're like low-key, almost like boho-ish kind of style,
Sure.
you're probably not going to whip on a blazer all the time.
Probably.
but the lengthened cardigans, yes.
Okay.
The hip bone cardigans, yes.
Okay.
Because she brought a really cute yellow one, and I think it's so funny because in every video we've had all month long, all 4 models have brought the aspen yellow color of the season without being prompted.
That's awesome.
And it's like a lovable color. So perfect length for her body shape, perfect weight. It's not too heavy, but it's also something.
Right.
Great for like a movie.
Yeah.
But my favorite completer piece for your body is just a traditional bomber, because it adds that puffiness, and we're like J-Lo era, right? So we get it. That puffiness, you can like pop a sleeve and go 3/4 length on it, but it's giving you that wide elastic waistband to where it's like drawing in a waist that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So from the back, you throw one of these on and all of a sudden you have a booty. So woohoo! We'll see. Well, this one's probably gonna swallow you.
Oh.
But you see how it kind of like cups around the waist, and then it's gonna kind of like kick out. So if you turn to this side, and this one is supposed to be shortened because like long,
Right.
all the way down it's still short.
Right.
Yeah. So this may have cost like $10. I find finds like these and I just can't help myself. So yeah, something like this where you can just like, now if you had this on with the military pants
Yes.
and just a lifted black heel,
Yeah.
so sexy.
Okay.
Okay, and you could go with like a long necklace here. I would go with gold. I would go with gold, but
Okay.
for the sake of it being right here, we'll use this one. But just add a little bit of length here with your jewelry,
Okay.
and then the puffiness to the jacket, and you could literally put on any bottom that you wanted and heels and be good to go.
Okay.
Okay, just a super cute outfit. So this is like your fall lover.
Okay. I got a bomber jacket.
Jason might steal it from you.
He has one already.
See,
He
wear
has a
his.
camo purple.
Oh, see, that works.
Mhm.
So this has like been my favorite purchase. I bought this for Nate for a flipping Halloween costume, right? He was gonna be he was Clark Griswold for vacation, and then I just fell in love with it because it allows you to wear really whatever you want underneath. Like if you're a person that you get self-conscious of your arms and your stomach, like I'm here to tell you, you are not alone. It happens. It happens. You're like, maybe you ate cake 2 days ago and you're like, oh my God, I still feel it, still with me.
Right.
Having little staples like this in your closet are over the top essential. Just wash away any insecurity, rock a freaking cute jacket and a nothing shirt with a pair of jeans and leave.
Right.
Okay? I've been talking a lot about like cute sandals and cute wedges, but like anything that I'm showing you, you can also pop on a pair like Chuck Taylor's or an old school pair of like, Adidas All-Stars and be just as cute. Okay? So don't feel like you have to always dress up with the things that I'm telling you, but like you can mix and match them.
Okay.
That's probably my key to life.
Mix and match.
Mix and match, the balance. I like feminine, but I really like edge too. And then I kind of fall really in this boho middle where sometimes I just don't care and I just throw on whatever I want and I'm like,
Right.
this looks good.
Right.
Why? Because I said.
That's because I feel good in it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I feel good in it. Great. That's the perfect answer. So yeah. So these jackets are your friend. I don't know if you have one in your closet, but put it on your list.
Look at one.
Put it on your list. Okay, so we talked about must-have jackets. Vests are also your best friend. I have a great vest. Showed this last week.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's something like this, and this
Utility
actually
vest.
hits like at a great spot, and it's good for layering. So last week we showed it, and actually I could layer you up for a quick second because it's a great illustration. So this is a great. Okay, so we're talking about dance again. We go here and we sit and we want to be cute, but it's like we do a lot of sitting, we do a lot of running.
Right.
So you want something that's like very versatile. This is like the mom vest of all mom vests.
Okay.
Okay. So you can pop this on with what you have on right now, and it's great for spring and summer.
Okay.
If you were wearing it during fall and winter and you just wanted to add another layer to it, okay, let's take the jacket off and then I'll swipe the necklace. And we'll do the denim shirt, and then we'll layer the vest over the denim shirt. So you can wear the vest with a short sleeve, a long sleeve, an elbow length sleeve, anything. I just don't recommend it with like tank tops.
Okay.
I know some people rock it, but I wouldn't.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend it. But even with what you have on, you can tell we're like layering up just adds depth to outfits. It just gives you just that much more
Distraction.
like fun.
Okay.
So when I was saying most people hire me not just to pick out their top and their bottom, but it's to really elevate their outfits because they've either seen someone in public or they have a really stylish friend
Right.
who they're like, I'm so sick of her being
Right.
cute all the time.
Right.
And they just want to know how they also can add that polish that really kind of grabs people's attention. So it's things like this, layering, accessorizing, making sure you don't leave the house without that third piece, having a great bag, which you always do. Let's show them your bag. I know you have a good one. She always has great bags. See this? There's so much greatness about a large handbag for anyone who carries extra midsection weight that they wonder about, right? So you can pop this on your, and then from the side view, totally blocked, no big deal. And then if you've got it on your arm, you've got it here, same thing. Or then you can wrap it all the way, which I know you wear, and I love how you do this, across the body, and then your layers are kind of behind it. So a great bag does beautiful, wonderful things. So when I talk accessories, and we'll get to that in a second, but I'll talk accessory sets, a bag like this is like the cornerstone for the whole set. Then you can build your accessories and your jewelry around it, and you've always got a set of things that all match each other that you can put on one piece or 20 of them and leave the house and feel completely well balanced and accessorized. So, layering, vests, and great handbags.
Respect.
So we're really covering all our bases.
Oh.
All right. Okay. So we've talked about great shirts completers. We talked about ponchos. We talked about creating the waist with a cropped sleeve. If you want to hide a waist, like if you are carrying extra weight around your waist and you don't want to show it like whatsoever, A-line jackets are great.
Okay.
Kind of like this one, but I wear this one straight.
Okay.
Because I just feel like it hangs better.
Okay.
But like with this one, I usually, I cinch in the waist so you can kind of give yourself that look. But again, you're in control of the controls. So you can cinch it in as much as you want or let it out depending on what your mood is that day. So A-line jackets are really great for that. And I actually bought this for dance events because sometimes it's so cold and then other times it's like so hot.
Yes.
So I wanted something I could just shove in a bag and it always looked good. So these thick, heavy, almost like cotton jackets are awesome. It's like it's like a thick button up with some sass. So I highly recommend one of those for every closet. Okay, next is dresses. Okay, we can take this off. I'm sure you're so hot. I really wish I should like flip this and show you my thermostat. I'm in Kansas City. We're like middle America. It is so hot here. I'm praying for everyone that's more south than us.
It's hot.
Woo! Okay. Okay, as far as dresses go, I love, love, love a strapless look on an apple-shaped gown for two reasons. It brings attention to the shoulders. It opens you up for so many great accessories, whether you're an earring person or a necklace person. And it gives you a chance to showcase your clavicle without showing too much of the girls, depending on how comfortable you are with that. But it kind of gives that plunging look, but it goes horizontally. So she just told me that she found this on Amazon. She brought this for herself. One thing I love about Audra's style is your color balance. You know your color palette. She gets a warm color palette, so she wears colors that are most representative of like the fall here in the Midwest is what I usually say. So your yellows, your browns, your navies, your golds, things like that. Things that you'd see like in nature as the seasons are changing. But I love this because it's building in a waistline for her just in the simplest way, and then it also has pockets. Yes, most definitely. It has pockets, so what it does is it brings weight to her hips that she wouldn't already have. So again, kind of like the cargo pants. If you were to put cargo pants on me and pockets on the side, that's a no, it's a deal breaker. But if you put them on Audra, then or an apple-shaped gal, then it's good to go. So she's gonna add just a little bit of volume to the hips, kind of like her pockets do, and it's off the shoulder. So we're just gonna do this really quick. So this is gonna drape, and you can get as low or as high or off one shoulder and mount the other shoulder as you want to be. And then great accessories. With this olive, I would pull like an aged brass of some sort and have that kind of hanging. Another trick I have on one of my other shirts, and I meant to bring that down from another video, but what you do is you take two elastic hair ties and tie them together. Safety pins on each end. Then you clip one here and one here, and when you put it on, the elastic goes underneath your arm so that as you raise your arms up, the shirt doesn't like go flinging up with it. So if you decide to wear it all the way down on your shoulders, you have that option. But a really pretty shoulder, it would be really pretty that way. So long dresses and a thick structured fabric, off the shoulder strapless, those are huge. You can essentially wear anything, and because the apple shape usually has really muscular, great legs, mini skirts are awesome. Maxi skirts are awesome too, but mini is like your best friend. Yes. Okay. And with that being said, when you're talking about mini skirts, that's kind of where you can wear your shorts too. So one question we've had on a lot of our lives are short length. So this is actually a skirt, but this sits low on the hips, and so like mid-thigh is as long as you'd want them to go.
Okay.
Not really a fan of like the knee length. Yeah. Okay. And I only say that because it usually cuts women off when they're trying to look longer and leaner. It ends up making you look shorter. Yeah. So, and then the swishy short. she's short is huge.
Yep.
So I know we kind of got off on shorts. We're talking about dresses, but talking about length here mostly.
Right.
So you want something that has a little bit of movement, something that you can put low if you want to in front tuck, or something that you could wear high with something that kind of flows, and then like heels.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah, because you really just want to show off those legs. Your asset.
They are.
Your asset. Most definitely. Okay. And then other dresses that are awesome. I showed her this one. So your classic sheath dress. So if you are dressing for the office and you have to kind of dress up, the classic sheath dress is great for you because it's going to be very structured, and it's going to have, you know, seams, and it's going to be assembled in a way that's going to accentuate your body and really kind of build in the curves.
Okay.
But if you're somebody that doesn't like to wear close-fitting clothes, and there are hundreds of thousands of us out there,
Right.
A full like barrel dress like this is cute. Now, if that's too flowy for you and you're thinking, wow, I want to draw something in, then I was showing her earlier that I got this belt off of another shirt that I bought, and I've kept it longer than I kept the shirt. So you can just kind of draw in the waist, and like I said before, when you're in charge of the controls, you can decide how much you want to draw it in or draw it out. So I'll let you hold that one. Yeah. And this color green is like electric on you. This is bright for you, I know that.
Yes.
But this would be really pretty and like a spring summer wedding kind of way, you know? And then we have the classic wrap dress. I wore this in one of my other lives, and I love it because it has just enough of a built-in waistline that we've been talking about, and you can tie it on the inside and then also tie it on the outside. So again, you're in charge of the controls. How much do you want to pull it in? It's completely up to you. But I felt like with the combination of the sleeve that flowed away from the body and this, it was just a perfect balance. So the classic wrap dress is really good, but you just want to be careful that you are in charge of the controls. So try not to look for a wrap dress that's already sewn into place. Get one that you can kind of wrap yourself, and then you decide. Okay? So if it ends up being a little bit looser because you need that room through your midsection, you might just have to put a cami underneath it. But if you tie it up really tight, it's going to cross high enough to where you're going to be good to go.
Okay.
And then probably my favorite for summer, spaghetti straps, just like a nice, loose, breathable, easy going dress. Another one that I have that would look so cute on you,
A little peasant dress.
is a little peasant dress. Like if you're out of town, say vacationing, things like that, or you want to have a little something extra,
Yep.
pull something like that out. Okay, so do we have any questions about anything? No apple-shaped
No
questions
apple-shaped
tonight.
questions.
Okay, so we covered the traits of your body.
Right.
We covered that. We covered great options for tops. We covered great options for dresses, pants, and also completer pieces. So that really leaves us in the accessory game.
Okay.
I'm like proud of us. We're zipping.
We're zipping through it. And I know
Everybody's
nothing about accessories. So
Okay.
wear any.
That's my
So,
favorite thing. Okay, so I probably have 4 or 5 different accessory sets. So you'll see over here in this basket, it's kind of like my travel, it's like my mixed of, you know, fun colors and metals and things like that. And then I just have like my gold or my black and silver type stuff.
Okay.
And then what I would wear with like my gold and my brown.
Okay.
So that is a separation of, like I was saying about your bag, bags first. Then from there, I'll build out and do sunglasses, earrings, necklace, bracelets, rings, all kinds of things like that. But for your specific body type, what we want to do is, like I was saying, creating that length from like the girls to the top of the forehead.
Okay.
So those plunging necklines give us a perfect set of real estate to add great statement necklaces. But if you're really busty, you want to go pretty delicate because you don't want to go heavy and heavy.
Right.
Same thing with your earrings. If you're busty, you don't want to wear a giant earrings. You want to wear like long is good, but dainty, something that kind of moves a little bit more. Nothing that's going to be structured and kind of rest on your shoulders.
Okay.
And if you are going to wear like big earrings, how you draw your hair up on top is
Wear it up.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're going to wear that ponytail, pull it up high.
Okay.
Things like that. There was one thing that they mentioned in the last one or asked about. Oh, I thought this was a great tip, and I had never put it into these words before. But if you have long arms, bangled bracelets are great.
Oh, okay.
If you have short arms, stay away from the bracelets and go more for the ring because you're drawing the eye farther down.
Okay.
If you're wearing a bangle bracelet, wear your statement ring on the opposite hand.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, just if you are more of a sentimental, like accessory wear,
Right.
go with that, and then kind of build around it. So if somebody's bought you a really great sentimental gold necklace or silver necklace, and you want to add pieces to it, just add pieces that work with it, but that aren't necessarily matchy-matchy,
Okay.
that keep them together. So some of my clients use separate containers. Some of my clients use huge containers.
Okay.
Like if you have a bunch.
Okay. That's kind of what mine looks like.
There you go. So you could do a huge container and then just kind of separate it. But what they do is like they'll put their necklace, their bracelet, their rings, their earrings, their sunglasses, things like that all together in one section so that as they are going and grabbing something that they're wearing. So we talked about your color palette being more of the warm color palette. You can wear silver or gold with that.
Right.
More times than not, gold is going to harmonize with it a little bit better. But if you know you wear silver too, then grab some other pieces to bring gold and silver together.
Okay.
Maybe those pieces have mixed so that you're kind of left open to wear whatever you want.
Okay.
But the idea is you're just trying to fill dead space. So if you've got that plunging V-neck, go for the statement necklace. But if you're busty, make sure it's kind of dainty, kind of like what you have on
like
right
a
now.
collar necklace.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want something. Well, you could because you're, But if you're dealing with
Super
like some,
busty, yeah.
yes, then you wouldn't want to put something even heavier right up next to your
Right.
face, where it's drawing all of your attention here, so you're just out of balance.
Okay.
Whereas when it's dainty, and then you've got some girth, and then you're back to dainty, I mean, like the balance just works. So
Okay.
that's kind of what we're looking for. But I am the person. You want to wear as many accessories that don't make you feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Just keep putting it on.
Yeah, put it on until you either are making noise and you have to take something off, or you just feel like, okay, I've gone above and beyond. Like I know when I'm working at the computer, I don't normally wear a bracelet because it's in the way.
Right.
But I am a statement ring person.
Okay.
And I'm usually an earring person. If I leave and I don't have earrings, then I am kind of like, what's going on? You know? And I like pulling my hair away from my face if I have earrings on.
Right.
But if my hair's away from my face and I have no earrings on, I've probably come from the gym.
Right.
Or like the grocery store.
Right.
In a last minute dash for dog food or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same thing with lip gloss. Like I consider that an accessory too. So I feel like you're doing really great things with all of your bags. A great thing that you could do if accessories are an area that's kind of challenging to you, lay out your bags.
Okay.
And then just create like a little checklist and start to take the jewelry that you already have. I'm huge about using what you already have.
Okay.
People have gems out there.
Right.
Like I found a fur coat in a customer's closet one time. She's like, oh yeah, my mom gave me that. I'm like, this is amazing. I mean, it was so glam. It was just so amazing.
Right.
So you'd be surprised at what you already have.
Okay.
So set your bags out, then take all your jewelry, and then just kind of separate them as what pairs best.
Okay.
Stay away from caring if the metals match and things like that. Just put it together if it complements each other.
Okay.
Accessorizing is a lot like decorating your house. Okay? So we find great pillows or blankets or curtains, and then from there we decide what colors we should paint the walls and what furniture or whatever. It might not all go in that order.
Right.
But typically you're pulling your color from your print.
Sure.
Okay? So you're kind of doing that same thing. You want to pull the right jewelry that complements whatever prints or solids or styles or textures that you have, and then just fill in the blanks. So in some of your sets you might have, like I know you have that gorgeous cognac and like deep green backpack. So say you put your gold jewelry with that,
Okay.
and then you realized, oh, I'm missing a sunglasses over there. Now you know in your mind, oh, I'm looking for a gold pair of sunglasses.
Okay.
Another great tip I share with customers is to keep an ongoing list in your closet, kind of like you do on your fridge for groceries, but
Right.
do it for accessories and clothes.
Okay.
So as you naturally are finding out that you need things and that what's missing, you
Right.
can put them on your little list.
Okay.
Okay, and then you just shop that list whenever your budget allows or your interest wants to. You know,
Okay.
you can prioritize them. I mean, there's all sorts of tips and tricks that I teach in my face-to-face and then online in the course that show you the details and the meat and potatoes behind that. But a very simple approach is to just lay out what you have. Figure out the best way to organize it for your brain.
Okay.
And your space, because that matters.
Right.
Because out of sight is out of mind. So
Right.
if you can bring it to a place where it's like accessible and it's easy, then when you take it off, you're just shoving it all right back in the same place.
Right.
And it's easy for you to pull from. And you're just adding pieces, like I said, until you start making noise and then you leave.
Okay.
And the greatest way to get comfortable with wearing accessories is when you are about to leave the house and you feel like $1,000,000, just take a picture.
Okay.
No one else has to see it. People are like, well, I don't know how to take these modeling pictures. I don't either.
Just take
Trust,
it mentally.
If you see a picture of me online, it's because I've taken 50 and you saw the best one, and maybe I have like 10 out there. But it's just whatever works for you, so that you can remember the outfits that you've taken the time to put together and accessorize. And then when you come home and you take it all off and do laundry and separate everything, you've got a spot on your phone where you can like flip through things that worked
Okay.
and that made you feel good. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
okay, so I don't know if we have any questions. I never checked. Did you check? Okay, no questions today. But if you do end up having questions, hit them up in the comments and just let us know what your burning desires are for the apple shape. We really appreciate you tuning in. I've contemplated on making the notes for each one of these lives available. So keep following us. And if you are curious for something like that, either reach out or just stand by, and you might find some goodies hitting your inbox that would kind of encapsulate everything we've taught over the month. So I thank you so much for being here. Oh, and like I said, thank you for tuning in all through the month of June. Feel free to drop in the comments other live series that you'd like to see. We've talked a lot in this series about accessorizing. We talked a lot about the instant outfit formula. And those are great things to cover. We just never really had enough time. So let me know if those are things you'd like to see live, and I'd be happy to do it. So thank you so much. Have a great night.